All right. There's always a delay. All right, so I have a nickel. I'm I'm in my 40s. Okay. Reddit's been around a while. Reddit has become a lefty hellhole. I made a comment about all the memes about Trump, and I said just that. I said Reddit's become a lefty hellhole. It was downvoted. I think I'm at 25, 20. Who gives a fuck? And I was like, I don't care about Reddit. The only time I'm on Reddit is when I'm taking a shit. Okay? Don't care. But what's interesting to me is that I'm getting attacked and blown away by my comment about this being a lefty hellhole. And I was an old school lefty. You know, 15 years ago, I used to fight with my grandfather. God rest his soul, he's gone. And I'm not even religious. And I'm going to say it because he believed. Fuck it. I don't believe. I don't. I used to fight with my grandfather about his Republican stances, what was that guy? The Rush Limbaugh of his life. Rush Limbaugh was the prime during his life. And my grandfather and I would take, an hour trip to go fishing together. And these things would come up. When I was 30, I was like 28 years old. And I would argue with him. I'm like, Pop, like, a person can't work 40 hours a week at McDonald's and have a fucking apartment. They can't afford it. Like, my grandfather grew up in a time where he worked at a mill, a fucking textile mill, okay? 40, 45 hours a week. He bought a two-bedroom house, a little smaller than my house, and my house ain't that big. And he paid for his fucking college. He paid for it. There was no loan. There might have been a loan, but he paid for it. And so he looked at me in 1990 something and was like, "What's your problem, son? Why can't you handle this? I handled it back in 1968. Why aren't you handling it today?" And I would argue all the time. I talk about programs, about I am not a fan of socialism, but if you talk about Social Security, that's a socialism concept. That's a socialist concept. And I was like, there are certain things that I think as a society we should pay into to benefit society. And we would fight about it. And he normally wouldn't talk, he would normally shut it down and tell me to shut the fuck up, basically. Now I'm old. Look at me. I've already been told in comments my hairline's whack. I'm very aware that my hairline's fucking whack. Okay. And the older I get, and as far as the left is gone, I'm not a Republican. Okay. I'm not. But I am leaning more and more that way because they've lost their fucking minds. I mean, the left has lost their minds. They really have. The idea of transitioning children, the idea of letting everyone come across our border and just fucking like, oh, let's just party. It's crazy. And I'm not on board with that. And the fact that the left has become this idea of censorship and the like Christ's sakes, I can't tell you how many times on YouTube I've been banned for 3 days, 4 days because of a comment I made where I said there's a gaming I watch a gaming. I don't want to get too specific. There's something I like in gaming. I'm a nerd. I play games. I've been playing WoW back in 2001 for God's sakes, okay? I don't play it now, but I did. And there was a girl who was top tier, and I was so excited about it. And then I found out that it's not a girl. It's just not a girl. Okay? You figure out what I'm saying. And so in my comment, I put quotations around the word she isn't as great as you think. It was something like that. It was very, trust me when I tell you, it was not that aggressive. Basically, the quotations around the word she. And I was banned for a week for hate speech. Okay. I have always been on board for free speech. I've always been on board for programs for those who are in need. I've always, and I never will stop. I never will. But now I'm in a situation where, you know, Reddit is just flooded with middle 20-year-old fucking idiots. It just is. And my comment literally was, I could pull it. I'm not going to take the time to pull it up. I could. Well, let me go ahead and do it. Here we go. No, wait. I almost got it. Oh, come on. Come on. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. It was on a Trump comment train. Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. Why? This is my comment. Why is Reddit a lefty hellhole? Christ. I forgot you said Christ. So the person who replied to me, now I'm at negative 25, 26, whatever. I don't give a shit. Reddit points does not impact my fucking life. I don't give a fuck. But the response I got, I do care about a little bit. I forgot you said Christ. So what the comment train is basically the assumption that I'm ultra religious and that I'm a Republican and that I think Jesus should be everywhere in our lives. Not even close to reality. Reddit has become a lefty fucking hellhole. You people have lost your fucking minds. Doesn't matter who you like, whether it's Trump, Kamala, I don't give a fuck who you like. You've lost the thread, like the audacity of these people who are on this website, this platform, to not be able to admit that it's like advice animals, fucking every meme I see, politics, we the fifth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what subreddit. If it's tied to politics, it's a lefty fucking hellhole. It just is, and it's not fine. It kind of bothers me, but it's just the truth. It's the fucking truth. Reddit's a lefty hellhole. And the fact that these people can't admit that, like, I realize they feel under attack. Oh, it's lefty and it's a hellhole. Okay, all right, fine. You can say because I called it a hellhole that I must have some kind of concept on what I think about these people. But to be so disingenuous and unable to say, yeah, yeah, Reddit.com is extremely left wing. That's what bothers me because it fucking is. It absolutely is. Which, okay, you know, be lefty. But don't be so fucking gross to pretend like you're not. Don't play these stupid games. If Reddit existed when I was 20, I won't say what year, a long time ago. And it didn't exist when I was 20, by the way. If it had, I would be another mindless retard talking the way I'm talking to I would respond to myself the way these fucking idiots are responding to me. You know? And it makes me think. It makes me step back. And it makes me realize, like, damn, I would have done the same thing. I would have responded if someone told me, this Reddit's a lefty hellhole, Christ. I would have been like, oh, you love Christ, do you? You think Christ is so great, you fucking religious zealot, dumbass? I try to have sympathy and I try to have empathy for these people, but they're influencing our lives. They're the ones that want to have children as young as my son, autistic or not, to be influenced by this ideology of chopping dicks off and creating fake vaginas and creating fake dicks and fucking these children up. They want to tell my white son about how he's privileged and has fucking natural racism and he doesn't even know it and shit. Like that's my problem. That's what's so fucking insane about where this shit's gone. And Reddit has dived so deep into this nonsense. You know, the main subreddits have become so saturated with this crap that it really it actually it bothers me so much that I'm talking about it. I mean, I hate it. I hate that there's something about being a 20-year-old that makes you blind to the bigger picture. There's something about not having children that makes you blind to the bigger picture. There's something about life experience. There's something about being young that makes you a natural hippie, which is what I was, naturally left leaning. And it makes sense because you're so young and unable to see reality for what it is. You're unable to see the future. You're unable to grasp the consequence of your own ideology. And I can't be mad because I would have fallen victim to the same crap. And it just makes me wonder, it's like, how far is this going to go before, how far the trans crap and the shit with the kids, right? I don't care about being a 20-year-old. If you want to be 20, and I respect someone that transit, like, I like Blair, I like Buck, I like people who go through a process like that is serious as hell. And being someone who was sexually abused by their father for 10 years as a child, I understand being confused and struggling. And I do. I'm not trans, but I can understand how difficult that must be. And to make a decision to do something like that when you're an adult, that's a big decision. I respect it. And if you go through the proper process and you're not playing the system and you're not being a shill asshole and you're serious about it, I'll respect it. But to then try to put stuff on children is where I absolutely can't fucking I'm not on board. I'll never be on board. You can go fuck yourself. And I could see myself at 20 years old being persuaded to believe this crap and that it would be in the best interest of an 8-year-old to be influenced and shown all this crap. It breaks my heart. What I'm trying to say is in 20 years, these morons that are flooding Reddit with their lefty ideology, and I'm still an old school hippie in so many ways. So many programs benefit my son, for God's tax dollars pay for the services that he receives, and they're beautiful. They're the best. But this idea that 8-year-olds should be giving medicine and injections and ideology and books about really disturbing shit. It's going to take 20 years for these morons who are responding to me today to get a grip. And it really freaks me the fuck out. It's a long niggle, but it's a big one. Niggle out.